Hey guys, and welcome back to my Fit to Right channel. Today we're going to be looking at helping to reduce back pump or back pain by working through some mobility. So if you've not watched my previous video on how to reduce back pump or back pain, I will leave a link in the description, so go and check that out. What we're going to be looking at is some mobility work. The biggest thing is obviously when we're on the bike, we tend to be in a lot of flexion or bending over. And whenever we're training and we're doing things like your deadlifts, your squats, we're keeping the back locked in a complete neutral position. So we're not actually taking the spine through any form of flexion and extension and getting those joints lubricated. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. So for today's video, you're either going to need a yoga block or a foam roller, and I'm going to be using the foam roller. We're going to be looking at some forms of rotation, thoracic rotation, which is the upper back. And then we're going to be going through flexion and extension of the whole spine. So we're going to be starting off on all fours, and I suggest not wearing shoes for this, but it's entirely up to you. Hands directly under the chest, just so that they're not out in front of us like this. We're going to be doing a movement called the cat-cow. And what a lot of people do is that they end up just doing this kind of motion the whole time. But I want you to think about breaking it up into little segments the whole way up. So, per vertebra, I want you to start to bend and tuck. We're going into flexion, which we're going to be bending the back. So we're going to slowly tuck. And I want you to think about breaking it up into each little segment. And as you get into the upper back, obviously pushing those shoulder blades apart. And then, while you're here, you should feel your lower abdominal. You tuck the chin. And then you're going to reverse this. So we're going to start by lifting the head. And slowly, try and dip the upper back on each little segment at a time, going to the mid back and slowly rolling it towards the lower back. And then you're going to repeat this by slowly tucking the pelvis. Again, each little segment, each little vertebra at a time, just slowly rolling it and tucking each little piece at a time. Your back into that flexion. So obviously we're taking the joints and we're basically getting a lot of motion through it. Motion is lotion. So what I want you to think about is lubricating up those joints. And you can do this either pre-post ride, or you can even use it as part of your workouts. So that is the cat-cow. We're going to move on to the next one. For the next one, this is where you're going to need your foam roller or yoga block, and we're going to be looking at two different types of thoracic rotation. Starting off, lying on your side, imagine you're posing for a calendar. What we're going to do is bring the legs to a 90-degree bend and stick it between the tibias. You're going to give it a good squeeze and make sure that the knees are level, that the hips not pulled back like this. So keeping the legs at a 90, squeeze the foam roller, hands together, and getting that chest very slightly up, shoulders down. You can put your head on a pillow or a yoga block if you have one. We're just going to rotate. I'm going to keep this knee down, squeeze the roller, rotate, keeping the knees in line the whole time, and then bring it back. Same thing, you repeat. Nice control, squeeze that roller, keeping the knees down, breathe in, and then exhale. You should find on the breath out that you drop that a little bit lower, and obviously you're going to repeat this for set reps, and all the reps and sets I will put in the description. You're going to repeat on the other side. Now we're going to be moving on to the other way. So for the other thoracic rotation, it's going in between our hands and our legs, and I want you to pull your pelvis very slightly back, just so that we're not completely in a flexed position. Pelvis back. Then from there, we're going hand on the roller. I'm going to rotate through and drop down and bring it back. And then same thing, through, and bring it back. Just make sure that the foam roller is not in line with the wrist, because obviously you're not going to go anywhere. And you'll go into your range of motion to what feels comfortable, and obviously if you can go further, then do so. And you're just going to repeat this again for the set reps and sets that are in the description. Finally, for the last one, we're going to be taking the back into extension. You're going to be lying on your belly, and hips are going to remain in the floor, same with the feet. From there, arms going to go to a 90-degree bend here, and we're going to bring our shoulders down towards the hips. From there, I want you to drive up and go to where it feels comfortable. If you can go higher up, then great. If not, then don't worry, you go to where it's completely comfortable for you to do this exercise. And you might find, as the reps go, you'll be able to get higher every time. Driving up, and then back down. If you know how to breathe into the diaphragm or the belly, then you can apply that here, and then exhale. As I always suggest, incorporate the mobility and the stretching as part of a good strength-based plan. And if you need help with this, then you can search in the description for my strength-based 12-week plans and also my custom online plans. If you have any recommendations, then feel free to leave them in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, then leave a thumbs up. As always guys, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you on the trail.